Hey guys, so this is John Scarborough, and
Savannah.
so we are going to talk about today winter clothes that we like. So the winter wear, stuff that we like to wear when we're working around the farm, things that help us when we're working in wet situations, things that helps us when I'm out welding on a job, when we're feeding hay, also all sorts of different things that we like and that we've used in the winter weather. There are a couple things that we're going to get to, that some things that we really thought we were going to like, and unfortunately turned out we didn't, kind of in regards to footwear. So we'll get to that here in a little bit. And we're also, at the end of the video, we're going to talk about some of our nicer winter clothes that we both like.
Okay, so this is normally what I wear for work in the wintertime. Well, I say normally. The overalls, I try not to wear, just to be honest. When I'm out working, I like to be flexible and be able to move around a lot. And the overalls, although they do keep me warm and they're necessary sometimes, I try not to, because I can't move very fast in them.
So you don't like the fact that you are bound up, but what do you like about them?
Yes, but I do like that they cover me, and they are warm.
Okay.
And they have lots of pockets, so when I need to wear them, they come in handy, and I love them. So, well, starting at the bottom, going up. For work, I wear rubber boots most of the time. So like today, I've just had on these. They're short, and they're the tip though. I have a size bigger than I normally wear, so that I can double up on socks or wear thick socks.
And you also have insulative layers underneath.
Yeah, but anyway, but I will get to that. So yeah, so rubber boots ish, kind of like that. So sometimes I'll wear those, and then I really like my Lacrosse rubber boots.
Not sponsored.
Yeah. I have really worn the heck out of these. They have seen better days. I probably need a new pair. But other than that, the soles are really nice. I know you can see mud in them, but they don't just cake up really bad with mud. And they're flexible and very comfortable. So these have been by far my most favorite rubber boots.
So just so everyone knows, not to cut in, but a lot of times people think we're sponsored, people think we're getting paid. Some things, maybe, if we are, we'll let you know. But at the end of the day, we only want to give y'all products that we truly like and we truly support. And if we're sponsored by them, it is because we first liked them.
Yeah. And I mean, with these boots like that I have on, I don't even know what brand they are. They were TJ Maxx special, so
they just got rubber around the toes and stuff like that.
Yeah. So
right.
I just try to change up what kind of shoes I wear. So then, yeah, so going up, if I do, especially if I have to wear these, I don't want any really thick restricting pants or anything. So like today I have on leggings, but they're fleece lined and they do have pockets. So I can actually, if I don't have the overalls on, then I can put my phone in it and I can just carry everything in my
because
pockets.
We live in the South, so sometimes if you have coveralls, by the end of the day you don't have coveralls.
Yes, and that's another thing. No matter what I'm doing in the wintertime, I like to dress to where I can take layers off, and then put them back on, and it's easy. So depending on what the temperature actually is, like these are fleece lined, and these are great just by themselves today. But then I also have plain leggings, not fleece lined, that I can wear underneath these, or I can even wear them underneath a pair of jeans and then not wear these. So kind of change it up a little bit. And then if it gets warm, which even in December, January here, it can get warm, then I can just wear leggings with nothing, like no pants over them. And then it depends on what we're doing, if welding or just outside feeding cows or something like that. I wear these if we're, you know, welding or something. They would have burnt holes.
Right. So you would have to wear like a pair of jeans or something like that.
So definitely want to wear jeans, but then if you don't want it cold, put jeans on top of a thin, tight pair of leggings.
Right.
Shirts. I have on a tank top and then a sweatshirt. So it's really nice just to have a sweatshirt or
and then
a
if it's
long-sleeve
real
shirt.
cold, you just throw a coat over.
Yeah. So then that fits well, fits nice underneath the overalls. And then if I need to put a jacket on, then I can. Or put a jacket and no overalls. That works really well. Take it off, you know, layer down, layer up. Hair. Girls, I mean, this is big. You put your hair up in a ponytail and either wear one of these, or you can get you one of like a full cap that has the hole in the top to put your ponytail through.
Mm-hmm. If you're a guy, you
helps.
really like the ponytail that comes through.
I mean, I have plenty of regular ones, but it's just whatever works. And then
And what? Show them those right there that we have.
oh, yep.
Yep. This is us, guys. This is Scarborough Farms, right here. Scarborough Farms of Louisiana. That's us. So that's our little brand we have on that.
Yep. And then for the neck, we do have these. To be honest, I mean, I don't wear them just a whole lot. But if you're out on a four-wheeler or something like that, you can cover your face up, cover your neck up. They come in handy. They really do. And I think last would be gloves. If I ever wear gloves, I like them to be waterproof. These also have seen better days. They are not really waterproof anymore, but they're warm and fairly waterproof. And then I also have just some regular soft gloves. I bought these for good, like nice wear, and then I fed hay and silage a couple times and they were no longer nice. So you got to keep that in mind too. But yeah, either one of those for gloves, that's what I like to wear. So I think, oh, and then the more pockets you have, you can stick your hand warmers.
Yep.
All in your pockets.
Yep.
And keep them warm, especially if you have an inside pocket. That's really nice.
Yeah. Thumbs up. It's not the end of the video, guys. It's not the end of the video. All right, guys. So what I like, this is kind of what I like. There's all sorts of different things here. One thing that I'm a big fan of is a vest in the wintertime, because a lot of times, unless it's real cold, my arms just don't get that cold. I can always wear one of these underliner shirts. There's all sorts of different brands. I think maybe this one is Cinch. If y'all know me, I'm a big fan of Cinch. Not being sponsored, but I am a big fan of them. They make a lot of really nice shirts, and some other nice shirts. I got some jackets and stuff with them. So I like to wear maybe one of these, and then maybe this shirt right here, and a good vest. Now, when I wear a vest, I want to make sure I don't want it to be so tight. I want to be able to wear some insulative layers underneath the vest, but at the same time I want it to be snug enough. Like a lot of people, I see them, they'll get a vest and it's so loose that they can't hardly wear another layer over top of it. So like this coat right here, I can wear this raincoat over top of this. And this is important because sometimes I'm going to wear this raincoat when it's fairly warm outside, and sometimes I'm going to wear this raincoat when it's cold outside. Okay, so this allows me to still have freedom of movement in my arms, but I've got a layer of warmth, and the vest is snug enough that it actually kind of helps keep all of that in. This right here, we've done a video on this, a brief video, but I'll just go over this. This is part of my winter wear. I wear this more in the winter than I do in the summer, but ultimately it's just about the rain for me. But I love this coat right here. All I need is this, a hat, and a pair of rubber boots, and I'm going to be really good. I really like this also because it does block the wind. It does a really good job. We will put a link in the description for any of the things that we can find on Amazon for y'all. We're not sponsored, but we are. We do get a little bit from Amazon, and we do appreciate that, guys. It doesn't cost you anything. These are some other things that I like. This is an old Carhartt coat. I bought this probably, I don't know, it was right around the time we first met. So it's been quite a while. You know, what do you say, 12 years or so that we've had this? when we first met, we went out to a store and we found this Carhartt jacket. I found it on sale and I got it. I've welded in this thing. I've had it for a long time. I love it. It's got this inside liner that I really like. It's got a lot of good years left in it. And it's got something that I really like about it, and that is that it has 2 inside pockets. So to me, inside pockets are very important for a vest and for a coat or jacket. This one right here, I think, yes, it only has 1 inside pocket. I do like that, but I wish it had 2. Now, why do I like 2? Well, like my wife was saying, we can take those hand warmers, if it's really cold outside, you can put them on both sides of your body. So it's not just on one side or the other. So a lot of times you can put them in here and it keeps your hands warm if you need to warm your hands back up. But if you're really trying to get some work done, what you really need is to keep your core warm. So if you put that hand warmer inside right here, that's going to help you to stay a lot warmer. So that's why I'm a big fan of having the 2 inside pockets. So if any companies are out there listening, you got a winter coat, 2 inside pockets, that's a big deal. Now, this coat, there is something I don't like about this coat. Like I said, I've had it for years. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep using it. And I'm a big fan of Carhartt, not sponsored. But this, I don't like a hood. Now, some people like a hood. There are days that I would use a hood on extremely cold days, and I would put it over top of me, and I would probably have, I would have a toboggan on and stuff. I do wear a toboggan on occasion and things like that. It's usually when I'm hunting is when I wear a toboggan. I'll put an orange toboggan on or something like that. But typically I don't wear a toboggan, and that's partly with our climate. I'm not a big fan of this unless I absolutely have to wear a hood because it restricts my view. I can't see around me, and I'm not a big fan of that. Maybe that's just personal preference. I would get used to it, and I would be okay. But I just don't like it. Also, when it's binding me up, when it makes it hard to move around. It's kind of like the coveralls that Savannah was talking about. That being bound up feeling, I'm not a big fan of that. You do have to have it sometimes, but I'm just not a fan of it if I don't have to. This is a coat that I actually just recently got, and we'll do a separate video on this coat. This coat I got on the TikTok shop, and I am not even affiliated with the TikTok shop. I don't have anything against them, I'm just not, but I bought this coat and I like this coat. Y'all have seen me in a couple other videos in this coat. One of the things that I like about it is the collar. I'm a big fan of a collar that will actually pop up and not only block the wind. I'm a big fan of this warm right here. This really helps me because I get
Sherpa
neck.
Sherpa
Yeah.
lining.
But really whatever's soft, anything that's soft, even this neck warmer right here, this just soft material, something about that just helps me to stay warm. So that collar, I'm a big fan of that. Y'all have seen me do past videos on that. I'm not going to make a big whole video on it, but I think it's wonderful. It helps me a lot, and I can still see all the way around me. With that being said, even with that collar, I can throw one of these neck warmers on and it still works great. I really like the thin one. On occasion, it keeps my face from getting chapped if I'm riding around on a four-wheeler a lot. And then if it's real cold, then I'll use this nice thick one. I don't use these that much in our part of the country. So one of the things that I like also is these right here. These Lacrosse boots. These are summertime boots. These are the wintertime boots. I actually end up wearing the summertime boots quite a bit, simply because they're more durable, they last longer. I can wear a thick sock underneath and I'm fine most days. This boot would be good, but I'm going to tell y'all something, and I'm not saying anything bad about brands. I wanted to like this brand, okay? I'm not talking about the Muck boot, okay? I love Muck boots. They are the most comfortable rubber boot I've ever worn. They are more comfortable than these Lacrosse, okay? The problem is they tear up very quickly for me, and I use them every day in the winter just about. So they tear up really quickly. The bottoms come off. They're still waterproof, so that's what's cool about them. But the bottoms come off. They're just too slick to keep using, so they're virtually junk.
And the tread.
And they're what?
And the tread.
That's what I mean. The tread on the bottom.
It fills up with mud, and then it's like
yes. My wife actually had a pair the tread was so coarse that it just filled up so badly she couldn't use them. So that, you know, it's kind of like one or the other, but the main thing is there's a lot of things I like about muck. I want to keep the muck boot, but unfortunately I hope that they make those changes in the future, because right now we have gone with Lacrosse, and we're not getting paid by either one. We're not sponsored by either one, but at the end of the day, these have just ended up being a better boot. I haven't actually tried the winter boot. If I try it, I may end up liking it more than even the muck boot. I don't know. These are just my opinions. I'm not telling anybody what to do, and I'm not telling anybody what's best. These are just my opinions, our opinions. Okay, so for gloves, I do have a pair of gloves here. If I can show you. This is a pair of gloves I talked about in a couple other videos. It's a very thin pair of gloves. These are called liner gloves. These are made of pure silk. Okay, they're not that expensive on Amazon. I'll throw a link down in there. They look a little weird, look a little funny. They're not strong or tough at all, and they're not wind resistant. The cold wind will make you cold. Where these shine is if you put another, I don't have another thicker glove here, but if you put a thicker leather glove, so like if I'm welding, I put that thick leather glove. If you've ever gone out and welded and you've put on a pair of cold leather gloves, there is nothing worse than that on your fingers. Okay, this right here makes a big difference because it wicks the cold away from your hands. It's also moisture wicking, so if you sweat at all, it's going to pull that sweat away from your hands as well. So these are just really nice. I may go over another video specifically on gloves, because there are other types of gloves that I really like. We are going to throw a link in there. They're not that expensive, and they are really awesome for that kind of thing. They make it to where you can still wear gloves that you can feel stuff with. You can actually get some work done, and they'll take that cold right off your hands. So they are really nice in that regard. So that pretty much wraps the majority of it up. The one thing I do like is I like to wear my coveralls like Savannah. If it's real cold, the benefit in the coveralls is if I'm wearing nicer clothes, I can throw coveralls on real quick, go out, feed some hay, come back in, like if it's Thanksgiving dinner or something like that. No big deal. The other thing is, if it's extremely cold for us Southerners, then I can put on those, and then I know that I'm going to be good in that as well. For the most part, I like to be flexible, so what I like to do for the most part is wear a pair of thin liners, kind of like Savannah's talking about, thin, snug liners that will fit under my Wrangler jeans, okay? So they are fairly thin. They're in the washer right now, so I can't show them to you. I like to wear those. I like to wear this, like I mentioned, and then maybe this, maybe a coat, okay? Maybe this, and then if it's pretty cold, I will put one of these hand warmers like Savannah talked about, and we'll put that in the link in the description if we can find it as well. Put one of these hand warmers in there and put it in the neck warmer. So if you put that on the back of your neck, that in itself, before you do any other hand warmers at all, that's going to keep you super warm. But if you have the two here, the two in the back of your neck, you almost don't even need a coat in our part of the country. I mean, you just can spend the whole day out working pretty much, and you feel pretty great. So we're going to throw in a couple other pictures and a couple other things of some of our nice clothes in there just as a bonus. But guys, hope y'all like that. Like and subscribe for more.